Hi there, it's Moira McDonald. It's a wee kind of Sunday make with me, if you like, that I'm going to try and do for you. And I've almost prepared stuff, which for me is no mean feat, to be fair. Right, what I was planning on us making was a wee kind of heart-shaped tag like that, which is a heart distressed with another layered heart cut from scrapbooking paper, a little stamped element here, I'm going to show you how to do that, and a tag die cut from some corrugated card. There's a wee bit of layered lace down the bottom, a die cut little banner here, and one of Tim Holtz's kind of random words. I think they're called chit chat, but random words would be more appropriate in my book. So I've put different because for me it is a wee bit different. So that's roughly what I'm aiming for. What's going to come out might be entirely different, but we shall see how we got on. Right, so the first thing I have in my preparedness die cut my elements. My heart is a cream coloured card which has been tea stained and it's a bit puckered, but not to worry. I have die cut a little I thought this was purely blue. It's a kind of, it's no navy, I don't know how best to describe it, but it's navy-ish, but I hadn't realised that the decoration on it is very, very, very pale lilac, and it was only when I compared it to something else that I discovered that, which is why I'm going to stamp my floral element in shades of lilac-y, mauve, purple styly. So we'll put them out the way this now because we've got them ready. I've got a wee bit of lace that I've cut, I've got a wee bit of coffee or tea stained cheesecloth, got that prepared. I have die cut my tag from corrugated card. I've got my die cut piece of what do you call it, my wee banner. I haven't put a word on it yet because I haven't thought of the word, so we'll dig out the words once we're ready. The first thing I want to show you is the stamped element of this. Now, to do the stamping, I fully understand that not everybody is going to have these things to hand, and that's fair enough, and sometimes when you watch tutorials it's got more to do with getting the idea of something you can adapt. That certainly is what it is with me anyway. Right, so what we have here is, I just realised I put that in the wrong place, not that it really matters, but I have, now I've just got to figure it out for it, there it is. I have already die cut the things that I'm going to stamp, and I die cut it because I discovered it earlier that it's actually easier to die cut it, fit it back into where I'm going to colour it. I'm hoping you can see this okay, and take it from there. Now what I'm actually going to do with this is, it's what's called layered stamping. You know me for my layering. Effectively the stamps come in 3 layers, so you use 3 different coloured inks to achieve your final design, if you like. So it's floral stamps that I've got here, and I bought them from a company here in Britain, which I don't know if they've got a brick and mortar store, but they're called Buddley Crafts, and I think it's buddleycrafts.com. In terms of ink, I'm using Altenew ink, and it's 4 cubes of Altenew dye inks, which are water-based, bright impression and smooth coverage. That isn't true in my book. I don't think the smooth coverage is quite as smooth as it could be. Effectively, they come in 4 different colours, and the theory is that they coordinate with each other. They do coordinate with each other. Maybe some things that I've stamped, they look better than others, I have to say. So this, I'm starting with the palest colour in the packet for my base image, and it is called Soft Lilac. Now I find that seriously they're very, very patchy. I have watched a numerous number of videos with people telling you that this colour smooths out, in my experience, it doesn't smooth out nearly as well as I would like. But having said that, it's good enough quality. That's my chamois to clean my stamp. Put it back on my thing. Next you find the next image, and very conveniently these particular ones I'm using are numbered. So you get to see, this is where we play the bit of the lottery, trying to figure out which way this goes. That's us. They are numbered so you know which one to use next, and with that you use your next colour, and it's generally, oh I'm going to sneeze, no it's passed. Generally speaking, you can look at these colours and know which order they're meant to go in, which obviously makes it that wee bit easier for choosing. So the next one up is lavender something. Can't read the word. I personally would have used a better font. Or lavender fields, it tells you in the back. I don't know why companies do that, use fonts that you just can't read, quite frankly. So basically that stamps on top of that, and it should leave the next layer. Hoping you can see that okay. Put that back on my thing, put my lid on my lavender fields and get next one up, which is Deep Iris. And get the third stamp. Sometimes it's not actually all that easy to decide which way they're meant to go, and it's a wee bit of a lottery. But having said it's a wee bit of a lottery, you can generally, you'll get there eventually, do you know what I mean? And some stamps are better than others, I have to say, for doing this with some companies make them better than others. I can't remember what the name of the actual company that did these stamps, but I've got a feeling they were the labelling was in English, but I don't think it was American or British. I think they were either German or Dutch. And their quality is not brilliant, but I have to buy things determined by price. So in that respect, it's, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't always go for the cheapest. Buying Alta New inks wasn't the cheapest, but it was a case of I really wanted things to work. So I shopped around for the cheapest Alta New inks I could find. I think I got them from, is it Seven Hills Crafts in Britain, again an online shop. Right, now for my leaf that I'm going to do, I'm using I can't even say it, Memento inks, and I've just got 3 shades of green that I use because at the time I couldn't get from Seven Hills, sorry, the green Alta New inks, so I settled for what I could find, and I'll tell you, I'm not entirely happy with the shading, but I don't know if that's a psychological thing with me, because I know I didn't buy them, you know, I didn't pay the big bucks. I picked 3 shades of green and hoped they would go, and they do go, don't get me wrong, but I'm one of these really pathetic folk who looks at things in terms of, yeah, no, but I didn't buy them with somebody telling me that they went, so I've judged that they go. And as you'll know, as someone who suffers from depression and anxiety, I continually question whether or not I've made the right judgment call. I was thinking of buying new green inks, but I know I'm going to have to pay a fair wee bit of cash for them, so it's kind of put me off a bit at the time being, but we'll see how it goes. Right, that'll do me for the leaves. So that's my elements cut from my card. I'll just leave that in there just now and take out those. Put that out the way. Lift my stamps out the way so I don't lose them. Put my ink lid on so that I don't fire ink all over the place. And bring my heart back in. Now, I did a bit of distressing with the last one, and I used Dusty Concord, and one of my friends from Junk Journal Junkies was she bought some of these recently, and she got the ones out of, I think it was Superdrug she said she'd got them in, because they're makeup sponges. Of course Moira, being Moira, had already bought these from, let me think, what were they called? It's basically one of the crafting companies, because they do them, and I have to say these aren't very good because they flick with age, they flick everywhere, and if I had my time over again I wouldn't buy them. I would stick with the Tim Holtz or Ranger Distress Tools because they're better quality, honestly. Right, I'm going to layer this over here again, so I shall use my fancy glitter glue. Oops. And I'll spread it on my desk. Right, it's going to overlap my heart that I'm using to write on, so I don't need to apply glue everywhere. I need to remember there will be a side overlapping, so when I go to put that down, take that into account. I think I might actually have a wee bit of glue at the top. Yep. That's fine, I can get rid of that. That's okay. Next thing, I'm going to change this slightly, because what I found I did, when I did this and I put the wee bits of lace at the bottom, I'm not really very happy with how my banner sat there. So what I'm going to do this time is, when I apply my flower, this is a bigger flower incidentally than I used in the other one, I'm going to first of all stick my leaf, because my leaf would be at the bottom in the back. So I should put my leaf on my top heart. Now when I apply this, it's going to cover a bit of the leaf, and I'm actually going to use foam pads to stick it down because I want to give it a wee bit of dimension. So I'm going to use a couple of foam pads to hold it up. And another thing I would always recommend, as again I found from experience, with foam pads, I don't know, maybe it's just the ones I bought, these are Stick 2. I've got Stick 2 and I've got Hunky Dory that I've used on a regular basis, and what I would say is with the passage of time, sticky pads can lose some of their stickability. Stickability isn't a word, I know that, but they can lose the their stickosity, which is also not a word. But hey, who's worrying about what words are what? Right, we shall adhere this little tag, and again I'm not going to, it's part of it's going to be off of the heart shape tag, so I don't need to stick glue everywhere. That's fine. Now, where is my wee bit, where did I put my wee bit of lace? Oh, there it's there. If I put my wee bit of lace, I've got my wee bit of cheesecloth, my wee bit of lace. If we put that down there, what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to try and avoid, actually what I might do is I might put my lace and my cheesecloth on that so that I can lay that flatter. So I'll use this for the cheesecloth and lace, the old bacon 3-in-1, because I'm not sure if the dry clear glue will stick it well enough. That's the cheesecloth taken care of. Put a wee bit of this in. And this is just a wee bit I've cut from a lace, an old vintage lace. I don't know if it was maybe an edge of a tablecloth or something. I'll run along this with the dusty concord just to give it a wee bit extra dimension. Flicking it all roads here. Right, and I'm going to use my sticky pads to give it a bit of elevation. So I need to watch where I stick them. That's fine. When you use sticky pads, word of advice, don't stick them around the edge and think, oh, I've done a really good job here, because again with the passage of time they sag in the middle if there's nothing supporting it. And it's no matter what it is. If you're going to use these, always make sure you support whatever you're using, or you'll be left holding them, so to speak. Right, so now we need a word, a Tim Holtz special, and these are so random that they are of no importance to me whatsoever, because I just, they mean nothing. It's just, I don't know if you're maybe meant to make a sentence with them. Shall we fire creative onto it? Creative's a word that relates to us. But I mean, there's a variety of words in these that just, they mean nothing. Mean nothing unless you do make them into a sentence, and even then I think I'm going to put a wee bit of glue at the back of that, because again, with the passage of time I don't think that's going to retain its stick. And we'll put that there. Now, what I did when I did the first one was I gave it a kind of shabby chicy feel, if you like, because I applied a wee bit of lilac to that. What maybe would have been better doing was using the gesso, which is white. Hold on till we see if we can get the gesso out the drawer. No, I'm going to have to move. There we go. There's the gesso. Find a wee brush. Oh dear goodness, what am I like? Sorry, knocked over a wee pile of dog biscuits there that I keep by the door to try and tantalise the dogs out and in when it's raining. So it's a feeding frenzy at the door. Bear with me. Right. Oh, there we go. Get a wee bit of the gesso. Hardly need any of this. We are talking minuscule amounts. And I want to just work it right, oh it's all over my hands, work it right into the brush. I'm going to add a wee bit to that as well, shabby chic that up, a wee bit more, the original one. It's so easily overdone, seriously. I'm going to add a wee bit here, if I can get a wee bit in the heart, just to take the colour off. And that'll do us. Right, now I'll use my chamois because I'm not going to be doing any more stamping and I will be washing this. But that effectively is our tag. So there you go, you've got a wee heart shaped tag. Wait a minute, I'm just going to stand behind the camera to make sure I've filmed it. Wee heart shaped tag. Creatives line at a wee jaunty angle, but I don't think that really matters. I don't think I can get that off now. Nope, that's fine. So there you go, that's line at a wee jaunty angle. You can write on the back of it if you're very careful how you do it, because that would be my intention when I'm including it in a journal. And there's the original, which is different. So, hope you like that, hope you find it useful in some respects. Remember, you don't need to do the fancy die cutting with the fancy stamping. I just, because I make cards, I've done things like this before. But that's it. So, thanks very much for your time. I shall see you all again soon.